are here, and that means you're going to be driving with your windows up more often.
Well, that could bring health concern aboard, especially if you have a leaking exhaust. Our Monday morning mechanic, David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair, back with us this morning to explain more about that. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hey, man, you're right. Health concern for sure. You know, exhaust components, and I have a bunch of them here, actually do pose a health risk. We're pumping all this carbon monoxide underneath the vehicle from the engine out the back, as most people know. Sometimes you even see fumes on some cars. But if they have a leak, this is a resonator type of muffler. You can see this hole right here. Actually, a consumer came to us. She'd been having headaches, and she'd noticed this funny smell in her car. She was being carbon monoxide poisoned, actually, by the vehicle. It was leaking, and it was going into the passenger compartment. Pretty serious stuff, really, when you think about it. You know, sometimes we think, oh, the muffler's making a little noise. I got a little leak. I'll wait, and I'll check it later. Not in this case. This is dangerous stuff. And you can't always see it. This was on the top, so it was in between the car and the muffler. Couldn't be seen from a normal inspection. We actually had to disassemble it. You know, another thing that happens with exhaust systems, this is a catalytic converter, and the way a catalytic converter works, it's like a little oven that heats up to about 1,000 degrees, and this actually burns the particles that come from the engine, the stuff that you would call smoke, and burns it so that it becomes non-visible, such tiny particles. Look inside there, you can see that it's coming apart. This thing is actually melting down, and that's caused by raw fuel, actually gasoline, just being dumped right into the motor. And that could have been solved if somebody would have had a normal inspection and checkup and replaced their oxygen sensors, some tiny little sensors in the car that are a normal maintenance item about every 60,000 miles. And what the oxygen sensors do is they read how much gasoline your engine's using and how much air it needs to mix. And when they go bad, sometimes they'll dump raw fuel into your exhaust. Maintenance sometimes isn't just about money. Obviously, you're going to save gas mileage or gas dollars when you repair exhaust problems like this or stop raw fuel from dumping in the engine. But maybe more importantly, you might be saving somebody's life and certainly preventing yourself from feeling lousy, having headaches, and having cold symptoms, which are some of the typical symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning. Those kind of problems can happen anywhere. They can happen in a muffler, and there's several kinds of mufflers you can buy today, but this is just a basic one. You can see it. Everybody's seen one of these things before. You know, they can happen in the long exhaust pipes. They can happen in the catalytic converters. This is a dual catalytic converter system. There's two of them on this car to burn up all the smoke. So each place, you know, in each place they seal, you see all these little places like where they connect. And anywhere where it connects or anywhere along the pipes, we can have a leak or a problem. So it's really, really important to have your exhaust system checked out. Most of these components will last 4, 5, maybe even 6 years before you have to replace one. But the most important thing of all is to make sure that you're getting them inspected on a regular basis. You mentioned something about weather. I'm here to tell you that winter is right upon us. Exhaust is going to be important. Your whole car is going to be important. Get your battery checked and get out there and make sure that you're safe and you can depend on your car this winter before the weather hits.
David, thanks as always. Appreciate it.
Thanks, David. We'll be right back.